We're talking about communication, appreciation, couple time or together time, and then personal time. Then also we want to talk about understanding. You will never agree on everything. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. And small minds discuss people. I am your host, Kwesi Ado Sampon. You're welcome to Issues About Life and Religion.
Hi, I'm Bryson.
Hey, I'm Noah.
Please subscribe now.
Please subscribe there.
Hello there. You're welcome once again to our weekly podcast about life, issues about life and religion. Over here, we discuss the impact of how our belief system impinges on our way of life as we seek to make meaning of our existence in our environment. As Socrates has rightly said, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. We're here to discuss very important ideas because we are great minds. So you are welcome. My name is Kwesi Ado Sampon. I'm a pastor. I'm a lecturer in Central University in Accra, Ghana. So you're very welcome. Make sure that you support this venture by subscribing and by sharing and by hitting the notification bell so that we can help spread the good news. God bless you for doing that. Thank you very much. Today, our discussion is on 7 very important factors that contribute to a happy and successful marriage. And I believe that it is something that is very important. When the home is happy, then society is happy. We all know all the depressing things that are going on all over the world. We want our home to be a haven that we can have that quietude and tranquility and peace and raise God-fearing children in this dark and perverse and chaotic world. And so that is why we are here. Help us spread the good message by subscribing. Thank you. For a happy and successful marriage, we know it should be based on love and respect. But this kind of marriage doesn't just happen. Both spouses have to do their part. And below, I'm sharing with you 7 very good ingredients or keys to successful marriage. The first one is communication. Last week I mentioned communication when I was talking about how to court as Christians. Communication is very, very important. It's one of the best ways to keep your marriage healthy and successful. Learn to be honest about how you are feeling. And if you've been to counseling before, relationship counseling, you would have learned that when you are communicating, you should be talking about yourself, your feeling, what you're feeling, be honest about it, and don't be accusing. When you do this, or you always do that, or you never do that, those are too accusatory, and accusation rather causes the person being accused to try to use his or her defense mechanism, and there's always accusation, counter-accusation, and there is no harmony and peace in the house. It's better to express what you are feeling about the situation than pointing, accusing fingers. We have to be honest about our feelings and be kind and respectful when we do communicate. And part of being a good communicator is to be a very good listener. And sometimes it is difficult to listen and take time to understand what your spouse wants and needs from you. And I have fallen into that a lot of times when there's a very great match and I'm watching and I'm so engrossed and my wife comes by and then he wants to talk to me about something and I'm like, but I'm not really listening. And one thing women are good at is that they have great intuition to know that the guy is not listening, and then anger comes. And I have to get it into my head that the match is not as important as life with your spouse. And the match can be put aside. And so, listening is a great listener, is a great communicator. You listen not just to the words, you'll also listen to the cues behind the words, the action, the facial expression. Then you understand exactly what your spouse wants and what your spouse needs. You remember in Garden, when God created Eve and brought him to Adam, the Bible said they were naked and they were not ashamed. And nakedness between man and wife here stand for transparency in communication. If you would be honest with your wife, be honest with your husband, that is very important. And you need always to keep the lines of communication open, talking often, not just about bills and kids and things, but sharing your thoughts and your feeling. Your wife, your husband is your life partner, and you need to share your thoughts, your feelings, everything. Transparency is very important. So the most important thing we need to do is to have this communication thing, get it well. We want to have a very happy and successful marriage. The second thing is acceptance. We need to appreciate each other. You need to often tell your wife, I'm happy you came into my life. I wouldn't be what I am without you. You should do that to your husband. You should do that to one another. Accept one another just as they are, because you can't change them anyway. Among all the billions of people, that is the person you chose. And so, no human being can change another human being. It is the Holy Spirit that transforms. And so, you went for that person. Accept the person just as he or she is. And appreciate, show gratitude. For example, your partner cooks dinner. And you go and sit down, you eat. And you don't even say anything. You have to show appreciation for cooking. If your husband helps with the kids, show appreciation. If your husband helps with the homework, show appreciation. And it's vice versa. It's not only the woman who's supposed to keep the house. We are partners. And so if you're cooking, show appreciation. If your wife helps the kids go to school, show appreciation. If your wife does the grocery, the shopping, show appreciation. Don't be angry that he's spending money. He's not spending it on herself. He's spending on the family. Some husbands, they are giving the money and they are angry. But when the food comes, they forget that it is the money that brought the food. Let us appreciate one another. And it would help if you take a few minutes each evening to tell each other at least one thing you appreciated your husband or your wife did that day. Let us show appreciation. So communication, showing of appreciation. Number 3, together time. You need to have time together. The two of you. Shut the world off and have time together. I know because of work, family responsibilities and all these things, it is easy to lose the romance factor. When there is so much pressure, money pressure, work pressure, other pressures, it is difficult to even think about romance. So you need to plan special dates to go out, shut the phone, go out with her, find a good place, sit, talk, go to a beautiful restaurant, spend money, eat, come back home. Or you can have a date at home, me and her alone, shut the world out. Together time is very, very, very necessary if you want to have a very successful marriage. Plan dates, and if you have children, send them out somewhere for a play date while you relax. Let them go to grandpa, grandma, or somewhere they can be safe so that you can have time to relax, to talk, and enjoy each other's company. It is very, very, very important. And so we spoke about communication, appreciation, and then having time together. Number 4, each one should have their own personal time. Just as important for a couple to have couple time, you also need to separate yourself some time to relax, to think, and to recharge and enjoy your own personal interests. You do not create a woman in your image, and the woman did not create you in her image. So each one may have something that they are interested in, and you need to have a me time to recharge. Because when you're married and you have kids and work and things, sometimes time just runs out and you don't have any time for yourself. You don't have time to reflect. You don't have time to even evaluate your life to see if your aims, your objectives, your goals are being achieved. It's on and on and on and on. And everyone needs a me time. Sometimes you need to go out with the boys as she also goes out with the girls to do their girly things. And you two, you do your boys things. Go out with friends, take a class, volunteer work, whatever you find enriching. So when you come back together, you appreciate each other the more. And so we're talking about communication, appreciation, couple time or together time, and then personal time. Then also we want to talk about understanding. You will never agree on everything because you are individual people. But it's important to be fair and respectful when you have disagreement. Listen to your spouse's point of view. There is not just one single narrative in the world. There are different sides or two sides of the same coin. And so listen to each other's point of view. Don't get angry. And don't let yourself become too frustrated. People have mind. You didn't marry a robot. You married a person who has his or her own personality. And you have to understand that you will not agree. Just discuss the problem again. Sometimes if it's getting heated, you can postpone the discussion and come back. And you have a better frame of mind. Compromise on problems so that it gives a little, you yield a little, she yields a little. It is very important to come to this kind of understanding. If you take that attitude, that either my way or the highway, you cannot live in unity with anybody. There are other ways. You are not the wisest person in the world. Everybody has some wisdom too. Then the number 6 is trust. Criticism, contempt, defensiveness, stonewalling are serious threats to any marriage. The more a couple engages in these destructive activities, the more likely they are to divorce. That is what the researcher said. He said decades of research and working with couples have shown that spouses who stay together know how to fight without being hostile and to take responsibility for their actions. All right, so we've spoken about communication, appreciation, together time, couples time, personal time, understanding, and the next point is trust. Trust is very, very, very important in a marriage relationship, as in any other relationship. Criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling are serious threats to marriage. It has been found out that the more a couple engages in these destructive activities, the more likely they are to divorce. Researchers have found out that couples who stay together know how to fight without being hostile and to take responsibility for their actions. So, if we will be able to trust one another, then we will have a very successful relationship, a successful marriage. People who are able to agree to disagree agreeably are likely to respond quickly to each other's wishes to make up after fights and repair the relationship. And if that will happen, it's because we trust one another. Now, the seventh point that I want to talk about is forgiveness. Let's go back and look at all the others. I've spoken about communication, the need for appreciating one another, the need to have couples time together, then number 4, personal time, and then understanding, and then trust, and forgiveness. Everybody makes mistake, and your spouse may hurt your feelings or do something that have upset you. Your spouse may make you angry and even furious. But it's very important to deal with your feelings. Let them go and move on, and don't keep up bringing the past. Ladies, I have noticed that the men are able to let go the past and not mention it again. But the ladies, sometimes you let go, but when the men do it again, then you bring up your reference book. Last month you did it. Last 2 months you did it. 3 months ago you did it. Last year you did this. You've been doing this every day, and every day you say sorry, and then you do it again. Please, if you forgive somebody, let us try to be like the Lord Jesus or God. God says that as far as the east is to the west, so will I remember them no more. Talking about forgiving sin. We always sin against one another. If we forgive, let's try to also forget. And let's try never to bring it up again if even the spouse repeats that mistake. We all will step on one another's toe. Remember to remain committed to your spouse, your family, and the life that you have built together. Support each other emotionally and in everyday ways. Your spouse and your relationship may grow and change with time, but these ideas can help your marriage stay successful over the years. And so we are looking at communication, appreciation, couples time, each individual personal time, understanding, trust, and forgiveness. These are not exhaustive, but if we try with this daily, things will be better and better as we grow to know each other, so that our marriage will last, not only last, but be a happy and successful one. By the grace of God, with much prayer, we will achieve that. God richly bless you. If you have any question, if you have any contribution, please go to the comment section and let me hear from you. And as I said, help support this ministry by subscribing and by sharing. God bless you. We'll meet again next week. Bye-bye. We're talking about communication, appreciation, couple time or together time, and then personal time. Then also we want to talk about understanding. You will never agree on everything. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. And small minds discuss people. I am your host, Kwesi Ado Sampo. You're welcome to Issues About Life and Religion.
Hi, I'm Bison.
Hey, I'm
Please
Noah.
subscribe now.
Please subscribe now.